other services that are heavily impacted. And finally, the last important area is planning and coordination. As this energy boom takes place in western North Dakota, there has developed a tremendous need for more planning and more professional planning in order to address all of these issues. Some of the larger cities are better equipped to deal with this. Obviously, smaller cities have not been able to learn to do this in the past. This really is a new area for them. In this regard, and in regard to all of the other impacts in the West, we will assign, for the first time, a state energy impact coordinator to monitor local issues and report on the region's needs directly to the governor's office and directly to the cabinet members on a regular basis. We feel that the amount of issues developing with city councils, county commissions, and others is something that needs to be monitored on an ongoing basis, and it needs to be monitored by a person that has a presence in the Northwest, probably somewhere in the Williston area. We've also instructed the Department of Commerce to work with state, local, and industry leaders to assist in their planning efforts of all kinds. This is a function that the Department of Commerce can fill, and we know that sharing best practices regarding zoning, financing, development are things that we can produce for the political subdivisions as they go to solve these problems. We'll use our business hotline as a direct source of intake for that immediately. Secondly, we're going to do more to monitor the oil development permitting process to ensure that we're getting the best information currently available regarding impacts. In the past, we have had a delay perhaps in the understanding of where the latest round of drilling activity will take place. We want to be sure that the local political subdivisions have the absolute latest understanding of where the increased activity is going to take place, allowing them more time to plan for that situation. And we also know that the Industrial Commission and the Oil and Gas Division, working with the Department of Commerce, can do more to forecast the drilling development as it's unfolding. Third, we will review, with the assistance of the North Dakota Tax Department and the North Dakota Department of Trust Lands, the workings of our oil and gas distribution formula. We feel that under the rapid development that we are experiencing, it may be possible to focus the distribution of these funds more effectively to the areas that are most highly impacted. Currently, the formula gradually diminishes the distribution to the counties as their production increases. But actually, if rapid growth in production is taking place, that type of a formula is actually working in the wrong direction. That growth in production really should be prompting increased financial support rather than less. And we need to have a formula that is responsive to whether a county is increasing its production or has a stable or declining production. That is not a simple task, and I think that it's something that we need to work on early and get ready to prepare something that we can put before the legislature next winter. Fourth, when it comes to planning, rapid school enrollment is obviously a big and a new issue for western North Dakota. We have developed through the legislature a special supplemental distribution of funds to help school districts rapidly growing school districts to meet their increased operating expenses. This allows an additional per student payment for new students who show up in the fall. However, we do not have in place any special tools dealing with the financing of school buildings in the future. We believe that through our existing grant programs, we can help districts like Williston deal with their needs for temporary buildings or portable buildings this coming September. But longer term, they will need to build several new schools, and they will need a tremendous amount of capital in order to do that. We need to look at some of the tools that we have available. We obviously have several funds that have capital in place that we could use. We may need legislative authority to do that in some cases. We'll be looking at tools like the fund that we once had for the coal industry when it was rapidly developing, that allows us to make low-interest loans to school districts directly for the construction of school buildings. And that is something that we need to put together for this coming year. We're also going to help coordinate planning services for school districts, and that means bringing in outside consultation to help schools superintendents directly to solve their financing issues. And finally, planning exercise that attempts to help all of our students become ready for the opportunities of the oil and gas industry. And finally, Vision West North Dakota is a partnership put together by Southwest Rural Economic Development and the oil and gas producing counties to work on strategic planning with a grant from Housing and Urban Development. All very important long-range planning processes that we need to get on top of these problems. So folks, thank you very much for allowing me to go through this comprehensive state response to our tour findings. I think this is what we need and the process that we need to stay on top of these challenges as we go forward. And I think that we will, of course, continue to get better and better at this, and we will have better and better results as time goes by.